Hey guys, welcome back to another live mic of Just Survive. It is Tuesday, October the 23rd, the day before what would have been the official sunset of Just Survive. For those of you who are just arriving and you are not aware, if you look in the top right hand corner, I'm going to post a link to a video that revolved around a stream from Chase Hall and Adam Clegg about a week and a half ago, where we learned that Just Survive would continue. That video is called Just Survive Will Survive, because as we understand it, the game will survive. And we are very happy in the community about that. Most of us, I should say. There's always going to be a little bit of a controversy. Now, today's gameplay is just going to be me just kind of randomly playing here. I am kind of working my way back to Cranberry, but this is really about an opportunity for us to really just kind of discuss the game and talk about the future direction. Now, right now, as I said, it is Tuesday the 23rd, the day before what would be the official sunset of the game entirely. In other words, the game was going to completely disappear, and unfortunately, we would no longer have it. But as it turns out, and what I want to try to kind of explain, because there seems to be some misunderstanding here. So, Sony Online Entertainment was previously a game called Variant Interact, or a company called Variant Interactive that made EverQuest. Okay, and then they became Sony Online Entertainment, a division of the Sony company. What happened was, back in 2015, an investment group called Columbus Nova purchased Sony Online Entertainment. And John Smedley was the president of SOE, and after the purchase, he remained the president of SOE. So that did not change. None of that changed. There were some layoffs. However, the remaining employees, along with John, named Daybreak. And that's how we get to Daybreak. So it wasn't that Daybreak is an entirely different company or an entirely unique company. Daybreak is in fact made up of the original people from SOE. So hopefully that clarifies that, and I hope that clarifies just the misunderstandings that people may have had about my interpretation of the game. I am an old school EQ player from way back in the day, when it was Variant, and then it became Sony Online Entertainment. So, I am not a stranger to this company or to the games that I have enjoyed over the years, which is why I cover it here on my channel, for those who also may be wondering about that aspect of it too. So that's how that all works out there as far as where we are today with Daybreak. Now, as I understand it, or as best as I understand it, a company called Nantworks purchased H1Z1 and EverQuest. I will leave a link to that information in the published section below if you guys want to read that. So as I understand it now, Chase and Adam are now part of the Nantwork, I'm going to call it group for now, the Nantwork group. And they were the ones who I assume at this point, because we've learned that, you know, Just Survive will continue, perhaps under the umbrella of the Nantwork having, you know, purchased H1Z1. Now, I know I'm saying this kind of matter-of-factly, in a matter-of-fact manner. However, that's kind of how I understand it. And so right now, after that announcement, which you can see from the video that I linked earlier, Chase Hall said the game will continue. Now, what form of continuing, we don't really know. I've not seen any like additional information on, you know, well, what we kind of know is that the servers will be put in what's called maintenance mode, or what Chase described as maintenance mode. Now, as I understand it, it seems like the servers may come down while it's in maintenance mode. Now, that could be because, you know, they're going to do maintenance on the actual servers themselves, which I think would be like maybe a transitional period, because as we understand it, the servers will oh, that was kind of nice. The servers will have a place on the H1Z1 servers. In other words, like if you go to play H1Z1 Battle Royale, Auto Royale, you will see what I can also assume as PvE servers and the PvP servers. This is a live mic, so yes, there will be background activity. But I did want to get this video out to you guys, regardless of the disruptions that may be happening in the background. But nonetheless, I am kind of looking forward to seeing what the guys are going to do. We know that they have been very successful. I'm gonna have to drink this dirty water. I have no other choice, because with it snowing outside, I can't make a fire. We can try making a fire in here and see if that will work. We'll give it a try. But I am kind of looking forward to seeing, you know, what the guys will do. I guess I don't have a lighter. Nope, I don't have a lighter either. So I don't think I have enough material to make a bow drill, but I guess I could make a bow drill. Yes, we don't know what the guys are actually going to do. We don't know what state the game will be in. We don't know if, say for example, they will just dissolve Badwater Canyon. You know, will Z1 be remastered in some sort of way? Will it be reverted to the original? And I kind of want to touch on that just a little bit, because one of my concerns, as you guys have known throughout this whole entire alpha, is that in an alpha, of course, the game is always going to be moving forward. That means that changes will happen, things will be introduced into the game that maybe certain people may not be too hip to, or may not have anticipated or would have liked. But that is alpha, and it's one of those things that as alpha players we do understand that things are going to change, because things just simply do change in alpha, and that's what they're for. So I'm not saying that in a way that I disagree with those who want to revert, for those who have been interested in a revert. I'm simply saying that in any kind of an alpha, everything is going to move forward. Am I okay if they do a revert? Sure, why not? It's not really going to affect me in the bigger scheme of things, because I've always been prepared for whatever the team wants to introduce. And that's really kind of been my philosophy the whole time with the game. So I guess that answers the question that we can do it from inside, so that's very nice. I don't know if there's a water source in this area, because I would like to get some more water. So we'll take a look. There might be some down here. Yeah, you can't build a fire outside when it's snowing. Just like if it's raining. Now, well, I was going to say it looked like it stopped snowing, but no, I guess it didn't. Can't remember if there's water down here or not. But nonetheless, we really, there's really just not a lot of information right now. So what I can really say to everyone is just, be patient, and let's just kind of see what's going to unfold as we learn more about the game. But I get the impression that they probably will be bringing the servers down. So any additional game coverage that you see from me will probably be like B-roll footage in the background that we can run and just kind of talk about the game, or, we'll figure out a way to bring the game back to the conversation. So now it's a nice clear day, so I guess technically we could have put the fire down and been perfectly fine. But I do want to get your thoughts and your opinion on the game. Now, if you've been with me this whole time, then you know that we have seen like a great deal of changes across the game. And what I can do is leave you a link up there in the top right hand corner to just the original list of all the games. I think this is going to be the 190th video of this series, and it's been kind of my pleasure to bring you guys these videos, particularly these right here that are off the cuff and just kind of a bit of a rambling and just discussion. But yeah, so it's possible that tomorrow the servers will no longer be available. They may be coming down. Hopefully we'll get some kind of word. I don't know like who or how we'll get any form of official wording now. Because if, for example, I mentioned earlier that Nantworks is now going to be kind of taking over H1Z1 or Just Survive, I'm not really sure how all that's going to work as far as like who's going to be the ones that do the official announcements and things like that. That might be things that they're sorting out right now as of this recording. So this should be some things that they're working on right now. And so this is all really kind of a hurry up and wait situation. But I am still glad to know that the game will continue. I'm hoping that maybe they will take it seriously enough and introduce things into the game that will make it more viable. Will it be just PvE and PvP, or will it just be PvP? I think, in essence, PvP would be a direction they could go in. But of course, PvE players would probably like to be able to play it in an environment, say if there were like a revert back the way it was. I assume that people would be content with that. Again, these are all assumptions and speculation, but nonetheless, you guys can always let me know in the comment section what you think or what you were hoping to look for or are looking forward to that the team may do with the game. It's been an amazing journey these 3 years of being part of the game. Speaking of revert, as we got that steel, if we did do like an official revert, would we be back to using the crowbar again to get scrap? Would we be using scrap metal again? Would we be back to using the old school bases again? The old swinging door and the old, platform deck that we used to have and all that. Would that be something you guys are looking forward to as well? Would like to know about that in the published section down there. What you guys think about that? What has been your experience with the game overall? What games are you playing now? Are you guys playing something different? Have you moved on? Have you decided to abandon the game altogether? We got a lot of games that are coming up. If you guys weren't familiar, I also cover Civilization 6, which is a fun game for me. It's a turn-based strategy, very different from first-person shooters and or even H1Z1 and or Just Survive as well. I've always liked this little area, this little utility area up here. It's always been a great source of loot. So we're going to kind of make our way over here to it. Snow, as we run through it, was something that the team had been working on for a little while. It actually was there, I guess, on their QA servers before they actually introduced it to us. So there was a lot that was actually going on with the game. A lot of things that they were going to introduce, a lot of mechanics, a lot of items, a lot of assets, a lot of things, and those things just never manifested. I'm telling you this from secondhand information. As far as like a lot of particular things that they had planned for the game. Okay, so maybe not so much great stuff at the moment, but I've always enjoyed coming here and getting nice loot from that area. I did try to log into the test servers and wasn't able to. Said the panel was not working or was not responding. But today might be the last day we get a chance to jump into the game, into the live game, and experience it. I'm sorry, I'm a little rambly today. I'm kind of half asleep here. This is not my normal scheduling for doing videos, so we will endure. We will get past it. One thing I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have, if you've been playing, is I have not seen any bears. I've not seen any deer. I've not seen any wolves. I'm not seeing like a whole lot of zombies. They are around. You saw earlier, I did kill one earlier. But I suppose that if you aren't, if you're not progressing the game, then it may not have been like a priority to get all this going, particularly since tomorrow will be officially the last day. Gators, yeah, I know you guys talk about how I pass up gators. Yes, I do that. Yeah, the gators aren't a priority right now. Can't say I've ever seen that before, but that looks interesting. Is that where the chimney is? Nope. Interesting. Oh, we have a base over here. Very nice. There was a time when we did play on PvP that our guild did build bases over in this area, which was near Cranberry and kind of near Pleasant Valley. Somebody really did a really nice job on this base right here. And I do like this newer style of base building versus the older version. So that's something I guess we as players will be talking to the developers about. You know, where we want to see Just Survive head, what direction it's going to be going in, how we'll play it, and what the future will hold for the game. I was kind of looking for a more MMO-ish style PvE, and I know that Daybreak is completely capable of doing it because we have EQ, we have EQ2, we have DC Universe as part of those games. We have PlanetSide 2, which is a great shooter. If you guys have not checked out any of those games, I encourage you to do so. I have played them all with the exception of the DC Universe, but I've heard a lot of great things about DC Universe. Was able to meet the community manager from DC Universe. No, I don't know if he's still there. Meps was his name. Met him at DragonCon 2014, along with some of the other community managers that are no longer there. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit, do a little bit of a jog as we head to Cranberry. Alright guys, so I just wanted to put this little video out there to you the day before the official sunset. Get your thoughts, opinions, ideas about what the direction of the game could be headed in. Because I would be very curious to know. Some really elaborate building here as we wrap up this particular segment. Very cool looking. But nonetheless, guys, would love to get your feedback and opinions and thoughts. And if you haven't already, be sure you click on that watermark appearing now on the screen to subscribe to the channel. Thank you to all of you who have participated during this alpha. And be sure to click on that bell if you want the notifications for when we do additional updates here on the game, along with other content. And guys, I will see you in the next video.